Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Opera on There video, where we're going to be talking about Dark Knight Cecil, who is going to be getting his rework, his FR, and his BT weapon. Not only that, but we also have Cloud, who is going to be getting a rework as well. We're going to be talking about both banners that are going to be dropping with the upcoming Transcendence fight, and I'm going to let you guys know whether or not it is actually worth pulling for any of the characters that are going to be featured for the upcoming event. So, do let me know down in the comment section below what your plans are going to be. If you're going to be pulling, skipping, whatever it is that you are going to do, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. A big thank you once again to all of my YouTube members for the continuous support. I appreciate you guys greatly. If you are ever interested in becoming a member and further supporting the channel, you can either click the first link in the description below or hit the join button below for details on how to become a member. And a shout out to Val Starwin, Tony Roman 956, and Andrew for the continuous support. Let's move on to the video. So we'll first take a look at Dark Knight Cecil's rework. So his skill 1 gains 3 uses. It now deals a 3-hit AoE Dark Ranged Brave plus an HP attack 6 times with Brave Potency increase. His skill 2 gains 3 uses. It deals 4 HP attacks with 50% splash damage and Brave Potency increase. His EX now deals 5 HP attacks in total with 50% splash damage after each HP attack and Brave Potency increase. His LD gains 1 use. It now deals 6 HP attacks with 50% splash damage that extends his New Moon Mysteries debuff to 10 turns. Now, with his Power of Darkness buff, it gains the following. Whenever the current HP is at 100%, less than 100%, or less than 50%, he will be receiving a Brave damage up increase and an HP damage up increase based on the HP value that he has. And you can see the percentages on the screen. It also adds a 50% stolen Brave damage up, and it also gives him fixed HP damage based on 10% of the current HP damage cap. Now with Vivi as his partner, DKC's FR consumes the party's HP based on 30% of the individual's current HP, then deals an AoE HP attack 4 times. While active and the party's HP is below 100%, they gain a 20% HP damage up and HP damage cap up. Now his FR conditions are as follows: a 20% increase whenever the teammate uses a dark ability, a 30% increase whenever the teammate has less than 100% of the HP at the end of turn, and a 30% increase whenever the teammate has less than 50% of the HP at the end of their turn. Now his BT Plus deals an AoE HP attack 2 times that deals full HP damage. It grants his BT effect for 8 turns. Now his BT effect grants the following based on the current party's HP value, and the percentages are going to be color coded. So anything in white is going to be whenever the party is at 100% of the HP. Anything in green will be the percentages that you get whenever everybody is less than 100% of their HP, and then anything colored in red will be whenever the party's HP is below 50% of their max HP, which I'm not going to go over the percentages. You can pause the video and check them out. But the party is going to be getting a party Brave damage cap up, Brave damage up, HP damage up, HP damage cap up. The party heals HP by the percentages that you see on the screen of the HP damage dealt on the casted attack. The party's HP poison will be affected by an HP poison by 40% of the holder's attack, and then all enemies HP poison by 1200% of Dark Knight Cecil's attack, which it does not KO the party, so you'll be left with 1 HP. Now with Cloud, his rework to his skill 1 gains 2 uses. His Cross Slash and the Plus version now deals 5 HP attacks, except that the Plus version deals 50% splash damage and inflicts paralysis to all targets. His skill 2 gains 3 uses. When either his overhead is active or after using Finishing Touch, it grants Cross Slash Plus for 8 turns. But if his overhead is gone, it reverts back to Cross Slash. His EX now deals an AoE HP attack 6 times that deals split HP damage. His Mako buff adds a 20% Brave gains up. His LD now has instant turn rate. His overhead provides the following: a 30% melee attack up, range attack up, max brave up, and HP damage up. It also adds a 20% stolen/gained max brave overflow up and a 30% brave damage up, and it also upgrades his cross slash to his cross slash plus. Now let's talk about whether or not you should pull for any of the two upcoming banners, and we're going to start off with the Cloud Banner, which features his entire kit, DKC's FR, and the returning LDs of Owen and Sync. Now we're going to start off with the returning LD characters, which is Owen and Sync. Owen, he's a tank with counter attacks as well. He is able to protect any incoming single target attacks for your teammates, and then he is great for those off-turn comps for any newer player who is in need of a tank or is in need of a character that can help out with off-turn damage to get that bonus increase to the HP damage bonus. Then Owen is a really good option to consider picking up. For Sync, debuffer/damage dealer, she has the ability to delay so long as you have her LD, and I mean, everybody knows what everybody in the community pretty much knows what Sync is known for, and it's for that Totsugi. So she is a pretty good unit for what she is right now. For her being an LD only unit, she can definitely dish out some pretty good damage, especially with her EX ability. So if you get that properly set up with, like, let's say like a Luna Freya call, you go into Bahamut summon, you get 3 uses of your EX ability. I mean, Sync can definitely dish out some pretty good damage, and she does also include, if you do build her up with her LD included, she does gain a follow-up so long as you have that stun debuff active on the target that you are attacking. So overall, not a bad character for what she does. Definitely a good LD only debuffer/damage dealer. Now with Cloud becomes a much stronger utility DPS, and for those who may not know, like Cloud, he is able to launch, he is able to paralyze, he is able to delay, and like he overall, like his damage output now is gonna be really good, and he is going to be a very strong investment later down the line whenever he gets his FR and his next rework, because he is going to have a very high HP damage cap to himself, and he's going to be dealing some very good damage. So if you are considering pulling for him, greening him, then he is going to be a great future investment later down the line. He now has that consistent paralysis, so basically with the rework that he got, it makes it so that his overhead is going to make it so that you are always going to have the ability to use cross/plus, which will guarantee that you will be able to paralyze the enemy every single time that you use it. It's either you have the overhead active, which more than likely you are going to have that overhead active, or if you're going to be using his skill 2, then it will automatically change over to the plus version, which will give you that paralysis, which is now a paralysis to all targets. So that is great. And like I mentioned, like he is going to be a strong future investment. So if you need a strong utility DPS character, he is going to be he, in my opinion, is a really solid choice to have. But if you are a little bit tight on resources or just the resources to be able to build him up, do know that he will be getting an FR later down the line. So if anything, if you are waiting for another character, but you really also want to green Cloud and build him up and whatnot, just note that he will be back later on with his FR and his latest rework that he got in JP. Now with the Dark Knight Cecil banner, which features his brand new weapons and the returning LD units of Leon and Quistis. So we're going to start off with them. Leon has a very strong, unique mechanic. So basically what he does is that he makes it so that he actually enchants the enemy with dark attribute. But at the same time though, he has a mechanic where he actually absorbs dark brave damage. So every time that the enemy attacks, he is technically absorbing all of that brave damage. So you really don't have to worry about taking too much HP damage unless they are like building up brave before they attack, then that's a different issue. But like in general though, the fact that it basically neutralizes any incoming brave damage will keep your team safe a little bit, but not entirely. So Leon has that unique mechanic mechanic, and he is the only character in the game that has the mechanic, which his mechanic can be useful at times. And with him having the ability to have traps inflicted, he does help out in terms of healing, which is great. And he actually pairs up really well with Maria's FR, which I did do a gameplay showing off how he actually works. So he does have a trap which does trigger after the enemy's turn, so he could technically in a way be used for certain off-turn team setups. So Leon, not a bad character whatsoever. I wouldn't say like he's like really needed unless you are going to be using him for like specific team comps, and that's really about it. But it is nice to have him kind of like in the back, just in case like you are needing that type of like mechanic on your team for whatever fight it is that you're going to be dealing with. And then with Quistis, she is literally the queen of delay. It does not matter if the enemy does not allow you to delay them. With Quistis, she bypasses that, and she is the only character to have that ability where she is able to bypass the enemy, not letting themselves be delayed. So with her, it is pretty good to have, in my opinion. Even as a regular call ability, like her first call ability delays a single target enemy, and then her LD call ability delays all targets on the field. And alongside with all that delay, she does provide good battery with good break battery with most of her skills. So not a bad option to consider picking up, even as a call ability, even though it's not like necessary to have, but it's kind of like there as like a convenience in case you are needing it. But Quistis later down the line, she's going to be getting an FR and a BT, and she becomes like insane later down the line. So if anything, if you want to hold off until then, you can do that as well. And finally, with Dark Knight Cecil. Now, Dark Knight Cecil is, in my opinion, a unique character. Not as unique as Leon, but with Dark Knight Cecil, I do feel like he is a strong DPS / utility character. With him having some strong damage output, at the same time, he also has the ability to delay with his LD ability. He has the ability to launch with his skill 2, which does provide brave battery to the entire party as well. He is a very good, strong DPS / utility character, but at the same time though, he is a double-edged sword because of the fact that with how his entire kit works, before his FR and BT, he would pretty much consume, like, it will consume his own HP, so you really would only have to worry about making sure that he does not take any hits, which of course, you know, you can use tanks, damage mitigation, whatever it is that you want to do. But now with his FR and BT, basically, you have to, like, his whole consuming HP thing is now pretty much spread out to the entire party, which I can see some players not being too much of a fan of. Of course, there are ways to make it so that you can stay alive, you know, avoid taking HP damage or have damage mitigation, and you got plenty of tanks that you can use. You have call abilities that you can use to prevent the enemies from gaining any type of brave, like Cecil's freeze ability, with his first call ability. Like, there are many ways to be able to, I guess, like, cover that negative part that some players may not be too much of a fan of. Now, with that double-edged sword though, I mean, like, you do actually get some pretty good benefits out of it. And I do feel like, depending on what type of team comp that you got going on, I don't really think that it's going to be too much of an issue. But if you don't feel comfortable with having to worry constantly at the fact that most of your team are going to be on either below 100% of their HP or under 50% of their HP, then I would say it would be best to just go ahead and pass up on his kit. But for those who are considering or are going to be pulling for him, do know that there are definitely going to be different ways to be able to avoid getting yourself killed. But at the same time though, for what Dark Knight Cecil actually brings to the table, it's actually not that bad in my opinion, because thankfully with his BT effect, depending on the amount of HP value that everybody has on the team, will equal the good BT effect that he does have. Now, yes, you do get affected by an HP poison. yes, you are affecting the enemies with an HP poison on them as well. But thankfully, though, whenever you are attacking an enemy, you, based on the amount of damage that you are going to be dealing, you do actually receive some of that damage back as HP. So it's not like you are always going to be remaining at a very low amount of HP, but at the same time, you want to be below that 50% so that you can get the maximum BT effect output from his BT effect, and then especially from his FR, because remember, with his FR, two of the conditions is to either be under 100% and then under 50%, and then the last one being Dark Enchant, which we'll get into here in just a second. So with that being said, though, my strategy for Dark Knight Cecil whenever I played with him is to make sure that I bring a tank. And at the same time, if I feel like it's necessary to have some type of healing, there are plenty of call abilities that you can use. There are plenty of characters that can help you out with either providing HP regen, maybe HP overflow, whatever it is that is necessary to make sure that Dark Knight Cecil, like regardless of his double-edged sword that he has within his kit, you will feel comfortable enough to do whatever it is that you need to do. So with Dark Knight Cecil, like, I do feel like he is a strong character for what he does offer, but at the same time, though, you are going to be taking some negative effects out of it while you have him on the field. Now, the other thing with his FR is the fact that everybody needs to be enchanted with darkness, right? So with that being said, though, one con that I have to give to Dark Knight Cecil, and I really wish they would have put that within his BT effect, is that he does not provide party Dark Enchant. And the only LD call ability that does provide that is Xande's call ability. So hopefully later down the line, at some point, like for those who do not have his LD call ability, they will, which I do believe is going to be very soon, they will rerun his LD ability so you can pick that up, so that way if you are considering using Dark Knight Cecil, his FR, then at least you have that enchantment. But I would say if you do not have a way to be able to enchant the party with dark attribute, I would say you could I would recommend personally that you would hold off on pulling for his kit, because I do feel like that is going to be necessary to have. I know that his BT effect, you technically do not need it, but like if you're going to be relying on his FR and his BT, you might as well just make sure that you have his Xande's LD call ability, so that way you be good to go, and that's like one less thing that you have to worry about. So other than that, though, I mean, like I said, he is a double-edged sword character. Like, he definitely has his pros, he has his cons, and if you really don't have too much of an issue with the fact that you're going to be remaining at a very low amount of HP, because at the same time you are going to be getting some pretty good benefits from being that low on your HP value, then I would say Dark Knight Cecil is a pretty good pickup to consider. The only other reason that I would say is that because FR Echo is getting closer and closer, I know that players are going to be trying to save up so that way they have the resources ready for whatever FRs who are going to be getting FR boards and whatnot. You would be ready to pull for that. That would be like the only other reason why you would not pull for Dark Knight Cecil. So overall, though, I do say that he is a strong DPS utility for what he does offer. Even with the negatives that he does have within his kit, he can definitely dish out some very good damage. And like I said, there was plenty of damage mitigation to help you out, so that way you don't have to worry about taking damage and getting yourself killed. And of course, there are plenty of call abilities, LD call abilities to help you out with healing in case you run into that situation. So for me myself, I'm going to be pulling for his FR and BT. I do think that he is a really good character. Is he necessary to have? No, he's definitely not. He's not like meta or anything like that. But like, he is a very good character for what he does, with the pros and the cons that he has with his FR and BT. So other than that, though, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And again, let me know if you're going to be pulling for anybody in the upcoming banners. And as always, if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.